think narcissism and manipulation. No one thinks about the woman, my gender. Yeah. But I was just watching a series on YouTube done by my friend Ashake, called Becoming the Turners, about a husband and wife, a young couple, like, early stages of the relationship, getting to know each other, habits, and all that. And when you go through the 13 episodes, you find that our lover boy, the husband, is always apologizing, is the one always at fault. He apologizes when he's wrong, he apologizes when he's right. But we never see the woman, apologize for anything. And in the last episode that aired today, I couldn't believe that, okay, yeah, it's not in all circumstances that the woman is right and we have to fight for the underdog woman. But in this circumstance, I was rooting for the guy and I was like, no, do not apologize. Like why should you have to apologize? Because you actually did nothing wrong. What is so wrong with standing your ground and, demanding some respect? I'm sorry, feminists and all the people out there, you may come for me later on, but I'm speaking in the context of what it is I watched. I saw a situation where a woman took advantage of the fact that her husband is nice, my husband loves me, the man is always supposed to apologize, nagging day in, day out about every and anything, and then, making him feel like the guilty party, gaslighting him, for lack of a better expression. She was gaslighting the guy, so he goes out, stays out late because she's done something again. She's talked to a friend about their personal issues, and then he's upset. He goes to his friend's house and she calls him throughout, I'm worried, where are you, all that jazz. And then he comes back home later on after, not being upset anymore. And then he gets home and she's all naggy and all that. Where have you been? Are you with her? Are you with this? And the guy gets upset. He finally loses it and says that, why do you think negatively of me? Have I given you any reason to doubt my loyalty to you? Have I given you any reason to believe that I have cheated on you? And that question, I'll pause on the story here, and that question really struck me, because as human beings, naturally, we tend to believe the worst and we tend to think the worst of people, of situations. It's easy to believe that your significant other is cheating on you. It's easy to believe that you are being ripped off. It's easy to believe that you're being taken advantage of, because we have these tiny scripts in our brains and in our heads that tell us that, they're taking advantage of you. Like, something's up here. It's too good to be true. Especially when we have good partners, and I speak for relationship, especially when we have good things working for us and nice things happening at the particular time, and our brains just cannot wrap itself around the fact that we are happy, that we are content, that everything is working out for us. Our brains can accept it. There's just this tiny voice at the back of our head that, I speak for myself as well, that says, they're lying, it's too good to be true, there's an ulterior motive. When someone walks up to you and says, oh, hello, what's up, you look nice today, and just walks away, you have this feeling at the back of your mind like, okay, the other shoe is about to drop. What did you really want from me? It's definitely not just, asking how my day was and just being generally caring about me. No, there's definitely an ulterior motive here. And we have those moments, we have those inklings, and we have those feelings where we are suspicious. Why do we have the belief system, and why do we have the tendency to believe that everyone is going to take advantage of us, and our significant others or our friends are lying to us? Or it comes from an audio tape that plays in our heads or from a past relationship or from a past experience, and we do not give people the benefit of the doubt to prove us, prove whether they are actually those people or not. And then we find ourselves being suspicious, being naggy, etc. And we either push them into being the people that they were not to you in the first place, or we just push them away generally. So I'm back to my story. And then he goes on, and she flips the script, and right before my eyes, I could not believe what the wife, the lady in question in this series, Becoming the Turners, did. She flipped the script and then went from, oh, I'm so sad and crying that I'm sorry, into, packing her bags and saying she's leaving. And the guy was like, where are you going? For the first time in the relationship that we've been married, I have stood up to you and I've told you what is wrong. I've told you that I don't like being nagged. I've told you that I feel being manipulated, and I feel that XYZ. And your ultimate response is not to talk about the issue and try to get down to it or apologize, because he cited scenarios which were, realistic for us viewers anyway, and you didn't apologize or try to, understand where he's coming from. Instead, you pack your bags and say you are going away, that you can't continue living like this, etc., and so forth. And at that moment, the guy said, why are you playing the victim right now? You are gaslighting me. And she goes on, and I just could not believe how she could not just apologize. She wasn't looking at the situation from his perspective. She was looking at it only from her perspective. And I believe to a large extent that is why a lot of us have conflicts, because we only see ourselves in the scenario being played out. We only think about our self-interest, about what's going on with us as individuals, and not about how it affects the other person. Sometimes when we think about how it affects the other person, we will be, more empathic. We will be less naggy, and we will. There's a book I read that it says, seek first to understand. Don't listen to respond. And I speak to myself as much as I speak to everyone. If we all took the time, one, to listen to understand, and two, do not respond from a position of bias, we would be better for it. We'll have less conflict, we'll have more understanding individuals and more healthier relationships, because we are all thinking about the other person in question. So, what do we need to do today to improve our relationships? What do we need to do today to become better persons in our team, at the office, at church, in whatever interaction, even in your family, with your significant other? What do we need to do to become the person that our spouse, our boyfriend, girlfriend, colleagues, bosses will look at and say, oh, there is a significant change in you. You have, you are taking feedback and you are responding with an intent to, correct, with the intention to correct. You are responding with the intention to understand, so that whatever needs to be corrected will be corrected. Seek first to understand. Do not gaslight your partner, and do not take advantage of the fact that, quote unquote, women, we are the weaker sex, and then we use that to be manipulative human beings. Manipulation doesn't help anyone in the long run. It doesn't. And it's a very sickening thing to do to another human being that we love, to manipulate them and make them feel like, they're unworthy, make them feel like they have a problem and that they are always wrong. One human being cannot always be wrong, and you can't always be right. If we seek more often to understand, and we seek more often to be more tolerant of other people, their truths, for lack of a better expression, Where are they operating from and where are they speaking from? When we seek to understand people from their position, it would make us a better society, a better partner, a better subordinate, a better boss to the people around us. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.